Greetings to another video. Today we're going to talk all about FTP training, me being at my probably lowest fitness ever, if FTP can help you, and then talking about what I'm going to be doing over the next 3 months to build my fitness back up. As you can tell, I've got a little bit of a sniffle, so I won't be doing pretty much any training for the next few days, but I thought I would fill you in on how my FTP test went and any kind of tips or anything that I can give you from my training basically. So FTP, if you don't know, FTP stands for Functional Threshold Power, and it's basically the average highest wattage that you can hold for an hour. And determine what this is, you do generally, there's a couple of different ways of doing it. The way I do it is a 20-minute all-out effort. It is, I say it's not fun, it is an effort, it's painful, but I kind of like it. So yeah, it's a 20-minute effort, and from that you put your numbers from what you get from that 20-minute effort into a calculator online. It's basically 95% of that number, you multiply it by 95%, and then you get your FTP. And then from then, so actually the actual number doesn't really matter as long as then it's basically accurate to where your fitness is at that moment. And then you can then use those numbers to be able to build training plans and then increase that number. And so that's what I'm going to be doing over the next 3 months. So I thought this is the start of a 3-month little block. So I'm going to check in every month, do a bit of an update, what training I'm doing, where I'm at, how my fitness is, because I have not done any training for about 8 months. I did not want to do the FTP test. My coach, Mark, was like, come on, it's time. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. The last one I did was November 2022. So it's been a while. So I'm going to share the pain of that with you. And then also just how you are able, I'm going to give you some tips and things on how you can use, an FTP test to increase your power. And it's not necessarily for me anyway. It's not necessarily about increasing the power because I don't race or anything. But for me, it's about being able to do longer rides, hillier rides, and just have more adventures without it feeling as tough. So that's why I do this. And I know it's not for everybody, but for me, I do like doing it. So I'll give you the results of my FTP test because I know everyone's like, what's your FTP? How fit are you? Bearing in mind, I'm just giving a little caveat. I mean, the number doesn't matter, but I've been only training for so long. And what I would say is the first tip for this is do your FTP test either indoor or outdoor, whether or not you're going to be doing all your training indoors or outdoors. There's no point doing an indoor test and then doing all your training outdoors because it can vary. So when you're out on the road, for me, for example, my power is a fair bit higher when I'm outside compared to indoors. So I've done mine on Zwift. I always do it on Zwift because I do the majority, I would say 99% of my training indoors. So just keep that in mind. So 20-minute effort. I held 231 watts for 20 minutes. I weigh 65 kilos, which means my FTP is 219 and my power to weight is 3.37. There is another, a chart, I'll pop it up on screen now, which shows you actually where you sit, comparatively. And I think that's kind of an average to good, but I don't want average to good. I want very good. So I'm going to be doing 3 months of, I wouldn't say intense, but just a lot more structure than I've had the whole year because I've just wanted to faff around this year. But I mean business for 2024. I want to get fitter. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to give you updates. If there's anything you want to know about my training, any questions, leave them in the comments and I will do those in an upcoming video. So as you can see on the British Cycling website, you put all your details and it tells you what your zones are. So then you can figure out what your training sessions need to be. If you want a specific video with my coach Mark talking about that, let me know. I'll probably do one anyway because I think it is interesting for people that haven't been doing it for years and that want to understand how to get fitter. So let me give you some tips now if you are thinking of starting a training plan. Main thing that I would say for this is be realistic with how much time you have to spend doing training, because there's no point saying I know a lot of us get very excited at the start of the year. I'm like, right, we're going to smash it. I've even been like that today. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get stuck in. But I need to be realistic with how much time I can commit to doing training sessions. Because if you overcommit and then you do maybe even a month doing say 10, 15 hours, but actually you've only really got 5 and you're really having to squeeze those in and then it just drops off, then you're just not going to be as consistent. This is the thing, consistency is key. Consistency in life is just everything. For everything that you ever want to do, consistency is the most important thing. So if you know you've only really got 5 hours, you're better off doing a training plan that allows for 5 hours and you do it for, 3 months than doing, 15 hours for maybe 3 weeks and you've got to drop it because you're just so exhausted. So be very realistic with how much time you have to commit to training. The second thing is look after yourself. If you start feeling a little bit poorly, just lay off any exercise. This is what I'm doing now. I'm not doing anything because it just makes it worse. And I know that sometimes we want to like get stuck in and be like, no, I've got a plan, I want to stick to it. No. You need to just cut it back, because the more that you train when you're poorly, the longer, and I just feel like it just gets more ingrained into your system. So just like ease off, have some early nights, have lots of water. Although I've had some cough syrup today and oh my God, it tastes vile. So yeah, I'm just easing off, because that's what's going to make me more consistent and have less time off training than if I just kind of carried on, and then I just got worse and then I had to have like maybe 2 weeks off. Hopefully this is only going to last a couple of days. So there's that. Another tip is make it fun and have a reason for what you're doing. Is it you got an event? Is it because there's like a specific thing that you want to do this year that is keeping you focused to have that? So I always put like behind where I'm training, like behind Zwift, of like just like a it's not like a post-it or something of something that I'm going to do, so that keeps me motivated to do it. And I think that was why really this year I've not really done that much, done that much training, because I didn't have a specific event that I was like, right, I need to train for that. So I think that's why. Whereas this year I've got a couple of things that I want to do, but not necessarily anything that I'm like, yeah, I need to train for this. So maybe I do need to pick something. The other thing that really motivates me is doing club rides. So I went out with Rafa at the weekend, and I don't know what it is. I just like feeling strong in a group ride. So that's like another part of my motivation, I think, is like, I want to be like one of the first up the climbs. Maybe I'm just a little bit competitive on climbs, which I like that. I'm like that. I like the climbs, but I don't like to be middle to back getting up them. I like to be off the mark. And I didn't feel that. I felt like my legs were a little bit stiff. So that's another motivator for me. I think we all like to feel fit, don't we? We want to feel fit, we want to feel fast, we want to feel just like good on the bike. And for me, winter is the time to do it. So yeah, that's my FTP. It will be going up. It will absolutely be going up, and I'm going to share all the training along the way. So the next 3 months. Also gym work, I would definitely recommend doing that as well. I'll leave a link to it below. It's with a coach called Scott Pearson. He does all my plans. It's an app. I will do another video with him because I think he's just got a really good attitude towards it. And again, it's just small, consistent, although I'm not doing anything at the minute because of this little snotty nose. So any questions at all, leave it in the comments, and I will see you all next video. Okay, bye.